This video was made possible by Blitz Esports. Blitz Esports is a free and easy to use desktop app to help provide all of the stats and information you might need for League of Legends. The app is automatic and integrates smooth like butter into your gameplay. It's much easier than having to look up the information manually, and you'll receive much more detailed information with Blitz Esports as well, which does include suggested builds and runes, champion stats, and scouting notes for both your opponents and teammates. And at the end of the game, you can see a detailed post-game analysis with feedback badges that sums up your performance each game for an easy self-review. Personally, I've been using the app a lot and it's proven to be a really awesome tool for me, so I'm super happy to be promoting them. The info with Blitz is entirely comprehensive, so it fills the role of multiple other websites and tools combined, as well as a few extra things too, in a way that's really convenient and easy. It's completely free and doesn't have any ads either, so you don't have to take it from me, you can just try it out for yourself and see if you like it or not. Check it out at the link in the description, and thanks again to Blitz Esports for sponsoring our channel. What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. Although you do occasionally see some bugs turn up on the PBE or on the live servers, generally the vast majority of them are caught and fixed during human playtesting or automated playtesting that happens before things are actually released to the public game. It's been a while since we did a video on some of these crazy bugs that happened in development and never actually made it into the game, so today we've got another list of them shared by rioters, and I gotta be honest, most of them are just absolutely hilarious. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it or let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe for some more videos. I promise I wouldn't be saying that if it didn't just double the number of likes and comments I get on a video, so I'm sorry for having to shill out every video, but the numbers don't lie. Anyway, first up, we've got a couple of Kaisa bugs, starting with an incorrectly maxed texture from one of Riot's playtesters. To create an in-game 3D model, you need a skeleton that has a 2D texture map to it, but applying the wrong texture to part of that model can result in some pretty ridiculous stuff. This bug occurred when Riot incorrectly applied Kaisa's skin texture to her model, resulting in Kaisa having faces for knees alongside some other weird and crazy graphical glitches. One of Kaisa's gameplay bugs was also shared by Riot Jag, although unfortunately without any actual official gameplay. One of them made her go fully invisible and stay that way permanently, and this bug even made it onto the PBE stage of testing too. Another one occurred when Riot Jag inadvertently gave her ultimate a global range, which would have been pretty crazy to see in-game considering it's a high-speed dash. You'd end up getting ganked out of absolutely nowhere all the way from the base if you happen to have a stack of plasma on you. Next up, we've got some Kayn development bugs shared with us by Riot Cinder. First up, there were a few bugs with his ultimate in development. If someone died soon after being targeted with his ultimate, a whole lot of weird crap would happen, including your character getting permanently stuck, your ultimate no longer working for the rest of the game, or sometimes even the entire game crashing itself. A similar thing would also occur when an ulted target used Zhonya's, so we're guessing that it's something to do with Kayn trying to dive into a target that no longer exists because of untargetability. Daniel Klein even chimed in and offered another weird effect of using earlier iterations of Kayn's ultimate. You'd end up drifting uncontrollably across half the map. That's a crazy one for sure. Riot Rainslight shared our next bug that we're looking at, which is one from Ornn's development that unfortunately doesn't come with any images, but we're going to try to sort of recreate this little visual graphic that sort of shows what the bug would have looked like. Anyway, a mistake in the coding for Ornn's ultimate somehow resulted in his RAM model being completely upside down as it charged around the map, which as you can imagine was probably pretty hilarious to watch. Now for some slightly more recent bugs, we have a couple of rioters sharing some weird stuff from Xayah and Rakan's development. Riot Endless Pillows shared one bug from a playtest that had Xayah's current E, except the feathers would also hit allies, so you could quite literally kill your own teammates with her abilities. Riot Lieutenant Randolph also shared a bug from their development, which was due to some weirdness with their voice lines. Their conversations were put together in a way that only one of them would ever actually be talking, as in only one of the pair of the two was playing a sound clip with both of their voices in it, which meant that you'd occasionally have situations where maybe Xayah would be talking normally while Rakan uses her voice line during his own voice line at the same time. It's kind of confusing a little bit, but as you could probably guess, it was really crazy and actually very disorienting to hear Rakan or Xayah say a bunch of random things from the other champion just randomly in the gameplay.
Magic is not some river that can be easily channeled. It is a churning sea that goes where it pleases.
Now our next bug for today comes from Camille's development, and it was shared by Riot Scruffy. This one was apparently a bug that happened exclusively with Scion, and he would bounce around the walls of Camille's ultimate like a ping pong ball, rather than just colliding with the end of the ultimate then stopping. Imagine he was just bouncing off the edge of the ultimate all over the place. It's a shame that no one captured a video of this, but I think we can recreate that graphic quite effectively. Honestly, it just sounds hilarious and amazing. Moving on to some bugs that come from Twitter posts means that we also get some actual working examples of some of the bugs, and Rioters were kind enough to share actual images and footage of these. And to kick us off, we have Riot Edwin Moles with some kind of texture bug from Aurelia's development. For the most part, the model looks a little bit okay, but then look at her face, it's totally out of proportion, honestly just looks so hilarious. To boost the meme potential of this particular bug, Moobeat, who's the creator of Surrender at 20, also shared an ability titled Aurelia, which has her doing an emote with some epic music and a perfect zoom on that amazing face. That's the kind of stuff nightmares are made of. Our next bug comes from Riot Cattle Grid, and it was actually shared in response to the Kaisa face knee bugs that we kind of shared at the start of the video. Cattle Grid is actually an animator for Riot, so we shared an example of her face being pretty funny looking. It's probably safe to assume that a lot of the developers and designers at Riot have a good time screwing around and just doing all sorts of crazy stuff with models like this. I mean, I definitely would if I was in their position for sure. Next up, we have another gameplay bug from Riot Me, this time looking at the Warwick rework. Although it required you to have vision of your target so that you could actually physically target them, this bug allowed Warwick to use his Jaws of the Beast ability globally, leaping across the entire map just instantly. I gotta say, I'm pretty glad this one never leaked onto the live servers. Sticking to the topic of Warwick though, we've got another example of a Q bug that occurred whenever two Warwicks used Q on each other. The damage would work out just fine, but instead of dashing to each other, they would end up just flying away from each other at a ridiculously high speed. This one occurred because the Q ability was trying to get a read on the enemy position, but both of them were trying to move at the same time, so the system couldn't process the location properly, and as a result they had to change actually the entire game system algorithm that determines the correct location to leap to in order to fix this bug. Now our next bug for today is another one featured by the same person on his Twitter, featuring a bug that's allowed Urgot's taunt to overlay with his recall animation. As some of you might know, there's a 0.1% chance for Urgot to pull a golden duck out of his stomach that actually gives you a tiny little bit of XP and gold when you taunt during a game. For some reason during development, this emote would keep playing while you recalled, which meant that Urgot's arm movements would make it look like he was presenting you with his little duck friend. It's pretty adorable for Urgot, really. I gotta say, no wonder it was fixed. And our final bug for today comes from the same Rioter feature that clearly demonstrated some kind of model scaling issue with Blitzcrank that would make him just bigger than the entire screen. I mean, imagine rolling up to bot lane and seeing that thing running at you. I think I'd probably just uninstall right then and there. Anyway, that's actually going to be it for today's set of crazy bugs that were caught during development and never made it onto the live servers. I personally enjoy taking a look at these. I always think they're really fun and just ridiculous, and it's been a while since we made a video on this series, so I was trying to save up some good ones for quite some time, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And definitely check out some of the other episodes from the past if you haven't seen them already. Either way, looks like that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want for some more videos. Leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.